Creative Living, utilizing today's technology with the best of the past to bring you innovative ideas and up-to-date information for creative lifestyles in today's active world. With your host, Sheryl Borden.
Thanks so much for joining me today for Creative Living. We're going to learn how to use a scissor mouse. We'll share some tips on how to wear jewelry and talk about window treatments and color blocking. One of my guests is Marissa Puelko, and she's a designer, crafter, and the spokesperson for Westcott brand cutting tools. Marissa is going to demonstrate one of the neatest gadgets to come out in the craft industry. The scissor mouse is safe, no cutting mat is needed, and it's great for kids and can be used on any type of surface. Marissa lives in Winfield, Illinois. Another guest is Kristina Rachel, and she's a jewelry designer from San Jose, California. And Kristina is going to talk about how to select which jewelry pieces to wear with different outfits or with different pieces of jewelry. And we'll begin the show today by talking to Beth Secosky, who's an interior designer. And Beth is going to show how to update window treatments using a current trend, color blocking. She'll talk about fabric selection, hanging panels, and projected cost. Her business is Easy Designs, and she's from Cherry Hill, New Jersey. Beth, I'm so glad you're here. It's just really interesting to talk to people in the interior design world and find out how you create all those beautiful pictures that I see on the internet or in magazines. It must be a very interesting job.
It is indeed. It's one of my favorite things to do, is to be creative and help people create beautiful rooms that they love living in.
Well, several years ago, I had the opportunity to meet a lady who was an interior decorator, and not that we have a lot of choice where I live, but I think the one thing that really impressed me was when she told me, after we'd walked room to room and I told her things I liked and didn't like, was when she said, you don't have to throw everything out and start all over. First of all, I couldn't afford to start all over, but most of all, there were things that I really like that I have. Now, is that your concept, or which way would you rather work?
It's my favorite way to decorate.
Is it?
I refer to myself as a refresher, because that's exactly what I love to do. I don't want to ask anyone to throw it all out and start all over. I may not even know where to start.
Yeah.
So I love to find out what is important to them, and we just try to reuse, refresh, and create a wow factor.
And you can do that and save a lot of money and put the money that you're saving into either new furnishings or window treatments, which can make such a huge impact. So it really is. I like that way too.
Yes.
I'm glad to know that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, one of the things that you said you like to do is what's called color blocking. And I noticed you have an outfit on that is an example of color blocking.
Mm-hmm.
Using, well, you explain what it actually means.
Sure. Color blocking really is simply using opposing colors or bold colors together to create a dramatic statement.
Mm-hmm.
You see it in fashion, as you just pointed out. My dress is color blocked. You see it in handbags and clothing today. It's a very, very hot trend. So why not use it in interior design work? And that's what we're going to talk about today.
Mm-hmm.
I used it in refreshing window treatments for a client recently.
Okay, let's take a look at the before. I always like the before and after pictures because it's so easy then to see what was changed.
This room, as you can see, is in need of a lot of refreshing, but the window treatments are missing, but they were a beautiful silk moire, which we do have the fabric. Let's show that.
It is. It's a beautiful piece of fabric.
And beautiful color, nice cream color. And my client really, really wanted to reuse the panels. Now, we had panels that ran on either side of the window, and then a swagged valance, which was very dated. The valance was actually right across, right before the arched window. And so it drew the eye downward, and you didn't really get to appreciate the beautiful arched windows that existed in this living room. So let's show the after result and see what we did.
In fact, I had to look twice to see if it hadn't have been for the windows. I wouldn't have known for sure this was the same place.
It's true. It's a beautiful, beautiful room now. What we did was we obviously used my client's original panels, and we wanted to add an accent color. And if you notice, the accent color throughout the room is teal, and you can see that in pillows and in the area rug. So we were able to find a beautiful teal silk moire that matched the fabric perfectly. And we added a band of that color throughout the bottom of all the panels.
Now, one question, the original drapes, did they go all the way to the floor originally or just to the window sill?
They went all the way to the floor.
They did go all the way, okay.
And so, which brings a good point, sometimes you have to cut the panel so that you can add that color blocking to the bottom. So you want to make sure that you're measuring where you want to hang the panels.
I see.
In this instance, because the room has height, it's an 11-foot ceiling, we were able to raise the panels all the way to the ceiling and create a very dramatic look which allows the eye to draw upward and see those beautiful arched windows.
You really do, and arch windows are beautiful, but they were sort of an afterthought in the other picture, weren't they?
That's correct, yeah.
And you put the rod on the at the top, so that really does make your eye go up.
Correct. We updated the rods to a more current rod, and we elevated them all the way to the ceiling so that it really does give you a dramatic look. It's a beautiful room.
How do you know how much, like, why did you not come up to here, or maybe just a foot up? How do you decide how much color blocking to go with?
I'm not sure that there's a real rule of thumb, because you actually could have color blocked higher if you wanted to. You could easily have gone.
This is about table height, I noticed.
It is, and that's what we decided to do. We didn't want it to overwhelm the room. We really wanted the cream color to be the more dominant in those panels, but you simply could elevate that teal to the halfway point, or you could even add a third color if you wanted to.
Oh, use more than two colors.
You certainly could.
That's interesting. Now, besides changing the window treatments, what other things did you do in this room?
Well, as you can see, we added crown molding, we changed the color of the room, we painted some of the accent furniture, added different furnishings altogether. So a few things are left over from the old room, but we did add a few extras.
What about cost? How much did this save by doing things like this?
One of the most exciting parts of this particular job is that it cost about 25% of what a brand new custom window treatment would have cost the client. So it was great savings and a beautiful result.
Well, certainly, and they can use that then in another room or to change out things throughout the house. That's wonderful. Well, thank you so much. I've learned a lot. I appreciate it.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Kristina, I just love being surrounded by all this beautiful jewelry that you brought. You are a jewelry designer. But as I was telling you earlier, I've always thought, as I was growing up, became an adult, that, you know, your earrings, your necklace, and bracelet all had to match. Unfortunately, that's not quite the case anymore.
It definitely can, and it's a look. I have set up some stuff on how to stack jewelry, because that's such a big trend right now.
Stacking.
Yeah, stacking bracelets, stacking necklaces, and how to wear a statement piece with a supporting piece.
Okay.
Because I don't think that you should wear just one bold piece of jewelry with nothing else on. I think that a supporting
it's overwhelming,
piece,
isn't it?
Yeah, and I think a supporting piece can help, can bring more to that big statement piece.
And you said color is going to be something we can take into consideration.
Yes, and it's all based on the color wheel. So there's two ways to think about color, like colors and opposite colors. Opposite colors are colors like red and green, yellow and purple, colors that are exactly opposite from each other on the color wheel.
I see.
And they're bold and they're vibrant and they have a big punch to them when you pair them together. Colors like red and orange or orange and yellow, they're very
side by side.
Side by side. They're complementary and they're soothing. And so and that can go with clothing, interior design, pairing your jewelry with what you're wearing. So if you I think everyone should have a color wheel hanging in their closet because it makes things so much easier. It's
sort of reaffirming if you don't. Now, but what about height? Obviously, you're a little taller than I am. Does that, you know, our height and body size, how does that play into stacking?
I don't think so. I think if you wear what you love, then it'll look good on you, and you can be short or tall, and if you love it, you should wear it.
Okay, good. Well, let's start over here with this necklaces, and tell a little bit about how you stack those.
So these are stacking options. This is obviously a very large statement stack, stacking a shorter bracelet with a shorter necklace with a longer one. And again, here's that yellow and purple combination, the opposites on the color wheel. So this is going to be a big punch, you know, if you wear it with black or wear it with white, kind of a neutral undertone, and let the opposite colors do the talking. Here's one, I really like this stack. Here's a stack with pearls down there.
That kind of looks like you. Do you like that one?
Yes, I love this one. With the shorter necklaces, this is the pearl and turquoise, and I think this would be really cute for like a rehearsal dinner or kind of a bridesmaid's lunch around getting married, because it has the pearl and the blue.
And then the longer necklace is the pearls too.
Yes, the longer necklaces has pearls in it.
Yeah, okay.
And here's a stack.
That's my favorite. I love those crystals.
This one's pretty. This is crystal quartz. And here's a stack with just wearing two of the same necklace. It can create a really big wow factor, and it's not the same as the opposites on the color wheel. It's just a different look, but it's two of the exact same necklace, and it looks really great.
And sometimes you can buy them, I know, like 48 inches long, so you can
you can
loop
wrap
it, and
you can go like this.
Oh, almost
And
make
there
3.
you go.
Wow, that's pretty
Lots
too.
of different looks.
Okay, what about these smaller ones? I tend to go for those sometimes too.
Same with the smaller ones. You can stack several of the same one, and it creates a nice, fun, trendy look.
Is that one, or is that 3 necklaces?
That's 3 different ones.
So it's 3 different necklaces.
And again,
that looks really pretty.
Thank you. Corresponding colors, yellow, green, and clear. And here's one where the pearl is down there, pearl and sterling silver, or I'm sorry, pearl and purple cord with sterling silver and amethyst. So the amethyst and the purple are the same, and so it goes together well using color.
And then we've got bracelets. Any particular, the problem I have is I have a very small wrist, so it's hard to find them. And so sometimes I only wear one at a time. But I see people that look beautiful in the magazines that wear 6 or 8.
Yeah, well, that's the idea here. You know, you want to make sure you stack the larger bracelets with larger bracelets, because the larger bracelets can damage the smaller bracelets. The clanging on them, the clanging together. If you're moving around.
I hadn't thought about that.
Yeah, you have to be careful.
So the stones are they're very fragile in some instances.
Yes.
I see.
So big with big and little with little.
Okay.
And again, here you can stack all the same color or different colors, and it's just a different look.
It looks. I think young people especially would like those on the. Is that a wire? Or is that
a cord. It's a cotton cord. Yeah, and they're, you know,
those are comfortable too to wear.
Yeah, they're very affordable. They're comfortable. You don't have to worry about, you know, mucking them up. So they're fun.
Okay, you said that was stacking or layering, but this is called when you want to make a statement.
A statement piece, one large.
And I love this. Is
statement.
I thought that was onyx.
No, that's black tourmaline.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, it has veins in it. I think that's what you're seeing. So black, because this is such a large necklace, you can go with a corresponding bracelet that's a little bit larger than just a regular small chain. But again, you want to make sure this stands out, and because these black tourmalines are so catchy and they catch the light, I wanted to make sure that the bracelet stays
now,
neutral.
Is that amber, or those stones
Those
on the bottom?
citrine.
Citrine.
Yeah. So citrine and gold
so it's
is
smaller.
a nice, corresponding,
I see.
You know, help to this necklace.
Okay, turquoise.
Here's
Always
a big, large
popular.
turquoise necklace. And I don't know if the camera can pick up on this, but these are labradorite, and labradorite in the right light, they flash blue.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, kind of an iridescent flash of blue. And so that's a kind of perfect bracelet stack.
So these are big chunks. This is kind of a heavy look.
Yeah, so you're...
And you don't want the bracelets to be
taking away
from it. Yeah, good point. Okay, another turquoise.
And so here's if you're going to wear big chunky earrings. You know, you can wear a stack of those bracelets. Again, thinking about the color wheel. And here's another labradorite. You know, just clear black and a flash of blue.
Oh,
to kind of help with with the turquoise earrings.
That's really pretty. I like these that
Thank
stack
you.
like that. And last but not least, pearls, everyone's
Pearls,
favorite.
yes. So here's, like over there stacking these big bracelets. It can make a big statement. So that's the statement here.
So
Just a
even
stack of
those, these are,
bracelets.
I'd call these medium-sized stones, but still maybe large. But it is okay then to stack the 3 large
Yes.
ones together. It's not going to
Yes.
damage each other.
Right,
Good.
yeah. And you always want a little sparkle by your face. So, but not taking away from the pearl. So nice citrine that goes with the gold really well, and it keeps your eye on the pearl bracelets.
Well, I can see you know about all this stuff, but I can see now why you think we should all have a color
Yes,
wheel in our
it's so
closet.
important. It's foolproof.
It's foolproof. Well, this has really been interesting. I appreciate you bringing all of
Thank
these
you.
beautiful jewelry pieces. Thank you.
Thank you.
Marissa, it's really nice to have you here. And in the years that I've done the show and met with crafters and sewers and quilters, I've been amazed at how technology has entered all of these areas. And you're going to show us something today that I had never even heard of.
That would be the new scissor mouse.
Scissor mouse.
And it's a great new cutting device. You can use it to cut straight lines and wavy lines. And the really cool thing about it is it has no exposed blade, so it's totally safe. It can't cut you, and you can trim and cut paper.
You're doing it on the table.
Yeah, you don't need a cutting mat. You can cut right on a table, and it's great for kids. It's great for elderly people, people with mobility issues. It just glides right through, cuts the paper. It's a really handy little tool.
That's going to be fun to try. And I love all the bright colors. I bet you helped design this.
Yeah, I think it might have been a little bit inspired by my influence with the animal prints. And it comes in 5 different colors, and you can choose one that suits your personality. I really like this one. And
I do too. That was my favorite of all of them too. Well, I like the pink and black
that
too.
one also. And yeah, we both like zebra. So I'd like to show you how it works on a wrapping paper. So usually people might use their scissors, and I'm sure you know that trick where you kind of go, but every once in a while it just doesn't, it gets hung up with your scissors. So the best thing to do is use your scissor mouse for gift wrapping. So you just start on the edge. Always start your cuts on the edge of the paper, and you just slide right through. And then if I wanted to make it a little shorter, I could just slide right through like that, and as you can see, it doesn't hurt your table.
No, I thought maybe you forgot the cutting mat.
Yeah, no, and you can scrap on the plane now. You know how you can't usually bring scissors and all that stuff, and so if you still want to do some scrapbooking on the plane, you can even do that.
That is wonderful and fast,
Yeah.
and the fact that it's so good for children. I mean, it's very safe, much safer than using the pointy scissors.
Yeah,
too.
you don't have to worry about kids getting hurt or damaging your furniture. You could scrap right on top of your family heirlooms.
Okay. So besides gift wrapping, then you're going to show how you use it for card making.
Yeah, it's great for doing your gift wrapping, and I'm going to show you how to make a quick and easy card with the scissor mouse.
And this is thicker too.
Yeah,
gift wrapping paper's real thin.
Yeah, it cuts a range of size thickness of paper. This is ordinary scrapbooking paper, so it's a little thicker than wrapping paper, and it's got these handy little measuring guides on there. So I'm going to choose a height. So I like to choose a paper that has a linear pattern.
Right.
So I'm going to line up that 0 with one of these lines that says "Happy Birthday to You," and I'm just going to push straight across like that.
So you didn't have to measure up 5 inches
I don't
and
like
5
to
inches.
do all that. Yeah, no, this is pretty precise. It just gets pretty precise. And then you just would fold it in half.
This is your card.
Yeah, and then you can even use the edge of your mouse to kind of crisp
like a
that
bone
edge.
folder.
Yeah, like a bone folder.
Great.
It's a really handy little tool. And now to embellish it, I would choose, I'll show you how you can cut a curve. It can cut curves and straight lines. So you can cut a curve like that. And it can also cut a gentle wave like this.
Wow.
So this would be, I'm going to go with the wave because I like how that looks.
I do too.
And so then all you got to do is you take your second pattern, you flip it over like this, and you use your first one as a guide to trace. It'll all make sense in the end. I came up with this one day, and I'm like, this is so easy, such an easy way to make cards. And you don't need many tools at all. So I've used that, and this handy measuring, I'm going to choose to go like about 1/2 inch from my original size. and just kind of follow that line. It doesn't have to be perfect, you know.
Wow, you got it pretty close.
Oh yeah, I'm kind of hurrying. You know, it takes a little bit of getting used to, but it's pretty precise. So I'm going to fold that over like that. Again, I can just use that to crisp that edge, and fold this one over like that. And then we're already ready to start assembling these 3 pieces. So we would layer them like that. Yeah, and then I like to take a little bit of foam tape. This stuff's really handy. Usually it can get your scissors all gummed up, but as you know.
Right. Oh, you've got your holster on too.
Got my little holster. Can't leave home without it. Keeps your scissors handy at your hip.
But these scissors, you gave me a pair of these, and they are great for cutting sticky things, the little foam dots or the foam tape.
Oh yeah, usually foam tape is one of the hardest things to cut, but as you can see, totally easy. And so then you would just use pieces of foam tape. And I'll just, so you can take your first piece, and you peel these back, just like so. And the way I like to do it is you take the card and hold it straight like that.
Oh, because you've already got your fold creased in there.
Yeah, your fold kind of helps you line it up, and it keeps everything nice and straight. So we got our first one on there like that, and then
I see now why you used one for a pattern. I thought, well, why don't you just cut a different one? But that makes sense so that they line up.
Yeah, it's handy, and it kind of self-guides you to make a nice and easy card, you know, because some people put a lot of time into cards, but
when I do that, then I don't want to ever give it away.
Yeah.
I've worked so hard on it.
You're like, on second thought, I'll just keep this. So these are quick and easy, and then you give them away, and they make great handmade cards like that. And then you could just choose some little gems. Maybe
the color with the patterns
blue
that
heart
you pick.
or something. Yeah. And I can again use my nonstick scissors to. I might even need to trim that again.
Cut it in half and use the
as
other
you
piece.
see, it's super easy. Stick that on top. Peel it off.
And we're going to also show some other cards too, because
you can do so much.
Yeah, this is the same technique, but it's in horizontal, vertical instead of horizontal.
Yeah, because you can orient the paper however you like.
Right. Ooh, this one does have a lot of bling on it,
out.
doesn't it?
Yeah, I got a little carried away with the bling there, but I like to do that.
5, 6, 7, 8. And buttons. I noticed that you've used buttons on several of these. What a good way to use up some leftover buttons from a card.
I'm all about reusing those leftover things that you find in your craft studio.
Kind of like the one you made, but using a different background pattern.
It's super fun, and it's so easy.
Ooh, these are nice.
Thanks. Those are kind of a fall motif.
Just glued these little things down.
Lots of little embellishments.
I think I've got this one upside down.
Yeah.
This one.
There, I kind of use the paper as a guide where to put those little rhinestones.
What fast cards these are.
So easy, and people really are touched when you make a handmade card. You know.
I think so too, and I like doing it. But again, like I say, I don't want to spend forever on it because then I won't give it to anybody.
Yeah. That's funny. Yeah,
that does look fall. That's pretty.
Fall theme. So I mean, you can just do so much. And I mean, on these I did 3
this
layers, but you could do even more layers.
Yeah, it might be better this way. I don't know. I like both of them.
However you like it, and you can do different sizes.
That's right. That's what's nice when you make your own. That's how I meant to do it.
Yeah.
Well, these are really nice, and what a fun, easy way to make cards.
Thanks.
Very pretty. I like that little mouse, scissor mouse. That's
Scissor
nice
mouse.
to know. I'll have to look for those.
Can't live without it.
That's right. Thank you very much, Marissa. I hope you enjoyed the show today. Next time on Creative Living, we'll learn how to make your own crystal floral jewelry. We'll demonstrate double dry embossing on cards and show what my guest calls green decor. One of my next guests is a crafter and designer, and she's going to show how to make a beautiful crystal floral jewelry set. If you're a crafter, you're probably familiar with using embossing folders, but have you ever tried a technique called double dry embossing? One of my next guests will demonstrate this technique and show several cards she's made with this method. And another designer and crafter will show how to take items around the house and incorporate them into new creations, or what she calls green decor. All of these topics will be featured on the next Creative Living show. If you ever have comments or suggestions or ideas for shows, you can email me at cheryl.borden@enmu.edu. I'd also like to ask you to become a fan of Creative Living on Facebook. Just go to facebook.com and in the search window, type in Creative Living with Sheryl Borden. Thanks so much, and I hope you'll plan to join me next time for Creative Living.
We're very pleased to offer a new booklet that accompanies this series of Creative Living. This booklet is titled the 6800 Series, and it features a wonderful collection of ideas and information. And it's available free of charge on our website. Posted as a PDF file, you can simply download the entire booklet or just the segments you're most interested in. For your copy of this new booklet, go to our website at KENW.org and then click on Creative Living. Scroll down to the booklet section and you can click on the booklet or on any of the other booklets we have available online. We'd also like to invite you to sign up for our free e-newsletter. Just go to KENW.org and click on the Sign Up Now button and input your email address. Thank you.